Hi guys. Well, last couple of months have been really busy. That's why the videos have been kind of sparse lately. But the title of this video should kind of give you a good reason why. We are up to 300,000 subscribers. That is really cool. I want to thank all you guys for just kind of being into what I do and taking me to a different level from where I started. So that brings us to where we are now. I have literally outgrown the space that we've been making videos in and want to do a better job on what I'm doing for videos. So I've been trying to find a place to buy for the last probably about 2 years, year and a half, 2 years. Couldn't do it. Everything's at $500,000. I was looking to try to get under 200 grand, and even that was a stretch for me to try and do to get for a mortgage. So a friend of mine stepped up to the plate, and he had an empty space, or space that was becoming empty, about 3 or 4 months ago. He hooked me up with it. It's not cheap. It's very cheap for what it is, but I'm cheap in general. So the old garage is quite empty. I'm going to give you a pan around. Everything has been getting taken out of here. Here, I'll show you. And it is pretty much just an echo chamber of what it used to be. This in the little garage, there was a bunch of machines stored in there. And you can see the mess that's left behind. This area is kind of set up where I can paint a car, and that's how it's going to stay. The compressor is going to stay, lift is going to stay, and this lift is going to stay for working purposes, along with this workbench. So it's a little sad in a way, because last 25 years, I built this garage 25 years ago. And it has been my place of solidarity for mental health and working on things. But we are moving upward and onward. So I guess that's enough of this place. Let's go check out the other one. I want to go do that. So it's an undisclosed location. And I'm going to try my best to keep it that way. So we're going to smuggle you in blindfolded. Then we'll take the blindfold off when you get there. All right? All right. And we're here. Give me a second for your eyes to adjust. You want me to show it to you a little bit slower? All right. Entry, nice big garage door. I'm not going to show everything, but you get the general idea. Welding trailer. That was the first thing that came in here, for those who've been asking. That was a trailer that was put together for, that's plan B. That was going to be my employment, doing mobile repairs and metal fabrication, that kind of thing. So it ended up coming in here, and this place was empty, and it allowed me to work out of and set up out of that. It was tight. Yes, it was. Tires had to come off. It's on the rim, on a rim, one rim on each side. Skylights had to come out of the top. The trailer was 9.5. It is 8.7 in here. It's in. It's on blocks too. It's nice and sturdy. Working on it. Scrap metal down that wall. We have new power, all new lighting, and a new furnace. Cart with scrap metal on it. Out back there's not much for power, so that is just parking for my toys, our toys, who we get to work on. Some scrap metal from the house, all the flat stock. It's on a cart that rolls really easy. These are, I made 4 panels up for backdrop, welding, keeping, it's a big open space, so keeping dirt off of things that you're trying to, certain area. These are mobile. They are staging, old rusty staging. And I attached welding blankets, like fiberglass blankets. And took a cart, a Harbor Freight dolly, cut the limbs off. And one section goes that direction, and the other direction, it's on the other side, goes that direction. So it makes a Z. And then they all stack together if you don't want to use them. And they move around real easy. Let's do a quick. You can block off sections. Staging, I've moved that like 35 times. I think it's going to go upstairs because I am not really finding a good purpose for it down here. This area, I'm thinking, is probably going to stay machine metal cutting, machine shoppy metal cutting. We'll go with that. Because it's the stuff that's used the least. It's the furthest from the toolbox. It's like having your kitchen in your house. You want to be so close to all the common stuff that you use, and then the less common stuff, can be afford to be a little further away. So this is my sander for now. I have a pedal set up on it. You hit the pedal. Do what you need to do after you cut something. Walk over, and we're gonna have to turn the switch on. Wood saw converted to metal. It still cuts wood too. That's been working pretty good. Drill press, China 3-in-1. I'm still looking for benches. Hold on. You think I might be pushing the limits of that picnic table? Full picnic table? Especially with the added wood blocks on the bottom for support. Yeah, I do my best not to stand in front of that, but looking for a table for that. The wet saw, and that's on wheels. I'm trying to find a spot where you can pull that out, because sometimes you'll have a 20-foot piece of metal that you're cutting, and that's only about 12 feet away. So, but it's on wheels, but it may change where it goes. I also got to work where there's power too. So there's a drop here and a drop there, but then there's nothing for a while. The old lathe needs a little bit of cleaning. 1922 Dalton. We believe it was off a submarine. Parts washer. Brake lathe. Rotor lathe. Wheel balancer. Sheet metal shrinker. A 3-in-1 Harbor Freight metal manipulator. I don't highly recommend it. It works, but it's for like 22 gauge. I'm still actively looking for a nice, like a 4 to 6 foot brake, preferably a finger brake that can do 1/8 inch. So there's room over here for that. Just, plenty of room, plus the forklift can move out of the way. I still have the Bridgeport to bring over also, but I'm tired of moving stuff, so we can get that at a later date. The forklift really moves easy on the trailer now. Now they could drive it on and drive it off in the correct direction. It's fine. So it's no big deal to get it over there to pick the thing up and move it. You guys thought I was having a fork truck for my home. Not that it's a bad thing, but it had bigger plans. This is a hydraulic bender out of a Harbor Freight press. I had found some dies in the metal scrapyard. They take good stuff and they put it to the side, so the dies were in there. There's more up top. And I can cut it. I could bend about a 23-inch piece of 1/8 inch. And it's pneumatic with it automatic. Just plug air into it and hit the trigger, and it automatically goes. Then a regular press, TIG welder. Speakers from the recent yard sale. Everyone was saying sell them, go buy some crappy ones for your garage. No, I want some good ones in my garage, and those are nice. It sounds awesome in here. I'll spare you the how well it's not going to matter anyway, because it's whatever your speakers are listening to, not what it actually sounds like. This is mostly all just hole saws, drill bits, that kind of thing. Including up top. Kind of like a primary workstation where you take carbs apart and things like that. Free stereo. That was in the dumpster. What we got here? Pulled it out of the dumpster. It is awesome. I think it's Onkyo. Sensui. Yeah. Set up. Crank's pretty good. I guess they tried selling it at a yard sale for $100 at one time. So that was the second thing that was set up here, the trailer, then that. Made a couple of wheels up for mobile. I'm still not sure where I'm going to keep stuff, so I put things on pedestals. I made them out of some wheels that had out back. I bought it at a yard sale. I thought I could flip them. Nobody wanted them. Oh, there you go. The Chevy guys are pissed at me right now. Or maybe not. Maybe you think it's cool. So those are, you just wheel them around where you need to go put them. And same thing with the grinder. Whatever you want. It's got the water in it. Seems to work pretty good. You have the speaker. New furnace. It's natural gas. I don't know how expensive it's gonna be to heat, but I know it's gonna be expensive. I can tell you that. It's a lot of space. The Sandblaster. Right now, I'm thinking about keeping it where it is. At home, I had a shop vac hooked up to it, and then afterwards, the shop vac and the filter, the exhaust from the shop vac just went outside. I may do something of the same. This is from the old furnace, and it's just a power vent to the outside, so I could maybe just use that. We'll see how much suction it has on its own. Maybe throw a filter in that and have it. There's nothing out back. It's actually my parking. Made a cradle up for air tools, kind of like what I had at the house, but the one at the house was bolted into the wall. Plus, I still need that a little bit. And this is where we are right now. I just drilled a whole bunch of holes and threw the big stuff in the middle. Compressor's doing good. I did end up changing the pulley even smaller. If you guys can see. It was what I had available at that time when we were making the video. I think it was this one. It was the last one that was on it. I don't know if you guys can see the difference. It's probably another inch across smaller. And now it's been fine. It's probably run 15, 20 hours now. Not very noisy. Sorry, timed out there. That was got it from a friend that was in the building. We didn't know anything about it. We plugged it in. It rod knocked like crazy. So I grabbed it off him for $50 and had this compressor head laying around. Put that on there, and it's been fine. Guard's a little sloppy, but I was a little pressed for time. There's another one set up. It's got a 220 extension. I can reach anywhere in the garage with the welder. This is the back side of the bathroom. Cabinets. Grabbed these at a yard sale, or Craigslist rather. See what's in here. Make sure there's nothing of. You get the idea. Make sure. Yeah, very good. That one. I could probably get a couple more of these. I think that might be a very good way to go instead of trying to keep stuff on open shelves. Keeps it cleaner too, you know. Toolboxes are kind of back in their original space where they were in the other garage, because again, they're trying to use a kitchen. You want the stuff close to you. You know, this is probably the most common work area, so I want stuff to be able to do fairly quickly. I'm not liking how far from those are that the workbench is. So that may change. I'm just not sure. Problem is I'm trying to now stretch out over like 4 stations, actually 5. Yeah, you got table, lift, welding table, and then, you know, metal area over there. So something's got to be further away than the other. The 2 cabinets might come out of there, and I might put the bench back over there. I'm not sure yet. But again, it has to kind of go with power too, and most of the power is over there. a friend said. My friend was a painter. When I first moved in the house, we were trying to figure out what to go paint. And you're trying to make all these decisions. It's like, he goes, whatever's dirty, just go paint white for now and live in it for a year. He goes, then you'll know. He says, you can't pick it out now. It's just too much stuff to try to go tackle. And it's the same with this. I'm trying to set it up and, you know, we'll get it. We'll get it all squared away. Another rim welded. So we got 3 airdrops. I'll just start going over some of this stuff. So compressor, airdrop. I got to put a rim somewhere over here. This one's already set up. And there's one by the door over there. The power is, there's a compressor 220 and then a welding 220, a 50 amp there and a 30 for the compressor. Same on the wall behind me, there's another 220 for welding. The lifts. All right, let me go sit in a chair. Again, Craigslist. This is Snap-on. I don't think it's Snap-on. I think it's, you know, Snap-on put the name on it. It's decent. It's pretty similar to what I have at home, but the one I have at home is fixed. But it goes up about the same height, same kind of operation in the middle. This has a little bit more mass in the middle of it, where my other one bolted to the floor. So I think the mass was just kind of inverted. The only thing I don't like about this one is the safety lock. It only locks in one position all the way up. It's weird. So I may want to go look into making it more like my other one. My other one's got a ratchet on it, and like the air tables, every 6 inches it goes up, it clicks at another spot. This one just has it all the way up. So if you don't have the lift all the way up, you're working with a lift that doesn't have a safety. Weird. I think that's why the guy sold it. It moves around with the pump. As I said, it's portable. When it lifts all the way down, this pump set up, it's 110. It's got a little hook on the end of it. Well, it's up by the car now. There's a socket for it to go in. You take the pump and you rock it back like a hand truck, and then the lift has wheels on the back. You can move the lift anywhere you want around. And I think it's 6,000 pounds. Here we go. Handy lifts. These are similar. They're both handy lifts. One is electric and one's pneumatic. This one's pneumatic. Here's that ratchet I'm talking about. You know, generally a safety is like that, you know? You have different spots for it to go. That one only has one. This is pneumatic. It is set up. I'm primarily going to use it for motorcycle one because it's skinnier than the other one. I think this is a 42 wide and the other one is 48 wide, and it already had the wheel chuck on it. Although it was busted, I had to weld it back on. So it's easier, the skinnier it is, the easier it is to work on a bike, just because you're not leaning over so far. The only problem that I had was, that I like the other one, is the other one, focus, has the dropout for changing rear tires. So, but again, I may switch it around with the one that's home, I'm not sure. And then this has a little stop plate, so we can still use it for motorcycle. You can wheel a bike up to this, and as long as you get on it and, you know, and strap it down, you can still use it. This one's electric. You notice there's no bar underneath it, and what it uses, instead of a big air cylinder, it just has a screw. Where is it? Electric motor there, and just a big screw through the center of it, and wherever you stop it is where it stays. You don't have to put a safety down. It is its own safety. You break that, then I think you're kind of overdoing it with the load of it. And they're movable too, you know, if I need to make room or do something different or whatever it is. You know, say if I'm going to do a long-term project on a car and I need to be access to the toolbox, we just move that lift over here and move these two to the other side. I thought about getting a big lift for here, and so far I've decided not to, I'm looking, but this is access to the rest of the garage. You know, the garage goes from skinny and it opens up as it goes further out. And if I put something here, I'm kind of making it so I have to drive through the center of the lift every time I access, you know, out back. Anything else to go over? What else do you want to know? Give me a second and we'll pick it back up. How about the welding area? So I got a 12 gauge cord coming down, and that's just running the power strip, and then I just kind of same at home. I just made a bracket to hang all the grinders off the side, the most common ones that I use. Now you can move around from there. This is a welding table, supposedly, but it's more on Craigslist. It was a welding table, and then when you go there, it was like a road plate. And the reason why I say that, because welding tables are generally flat, not bowed. So you want a welding table to put stuff on and make sure it's square and level. Well, if it has a crown, you know, if it's showing up or not. If it's got a decent crown, you put a flat edge on it, you could tell. It's not a welding table. I bought it anyway, but I was disappointed when I saw it. I got to make it the same level. That's a decent table there. That one's pretty flat. That's what I had at the house. And I just brought the height up. I took angle to the legs right there, because they had some goofy crap on them. So I ended up cutting that off and just putting some angle on the bottom and got them all flat. That's perfect. I threw some wood blocks underneath this one for now, because at first I didn't even have them together. I just wanted to get it higher. But what I might do is the same thing. I'll take the blocks off, put angle on the corners, and I'll make it perfectly level with this table. Will give us a bigger workstation. I got it pretty much in the open too, so you can walk all the way around it. Depending on what you're doing. And again, now I have a forklift, so everything is easy to move around. All I have is a hammer. Everything looks like a nail. Anvil, and we'll leave that roughly over in this area too. It's the only vise I have in the garage right now, except for the welding trailer. Grabbed this at a yard sale a couple weeks ago, and I figured this is going to be like, if I end up working down here, and I'm going to work off of like that for so all the tools and everything that you're grabbing from the toolbox will all be on the cart. You can just wheel it back and you can put everything away. It's a little overwhelming, I can tell you that. I'm excited, but it's a lot to take in. Everything I ever wanted as a kid. I've been grabbing stuff. All the machines you saw over there, I've been gathering all little pieces for a long time. So I think our video quality is going to get much better because now we have room. It's bad enough when you're trying to work in a crowded spot and all you have enough room is just for the welding cart to kind of make it around the table or the car that you're working on. Try doing that with a camera pod stand next to you, making sure that somebody else can see. So this spacing should be very nice for us to work in. Get a nice workflow. Hopefully the lighting is decent. I have most of the lights off right now. I'm gonna see how this kind of comes out, but this is kind of the main work area. This table's a little dark. I may add a light in the center right here. That's even if it stays there. You never know. Welding trailer? Did I show you the welding trailer yet? Yeah, let's go check that out. Into the deep dark. So this was plan B. It was my employment opportunity that I was making for myself. I was going to do mobile metal fabrication, welding, repairs. And this was the carport. This was is a car trailer with it was beat. I think it was really beat. Ceiling was crushed in, the back door was gone. I don't think any of the doors worked. The floor was caved in. They held a ditch witch around in this thing. Anyway, I cut it up and modified it to turn it into just like a mobile repair shop. And it has a big ass gas powered welder underneath there. It's ducted into the floor, so it sucks air in through this side and it blows it out through the floor. And there's a duct right there. It's kind of hard to see. It's exhaust running up the side. That is, you use it as the arc welder. You can use the power source, and you can see the power that comes off of it, and the 220 power that comes off of it. 2 strips are up in the top of the trailer, and this is just shore power coming in, and that shore power is running the chargers, and it runs the upper strips. Whenever that is plugged in, it runs the upper strip. No, both of those actually run the upper strips. One's left, one's right. According to what side you're on. And then it has DC power. Show you. So in here it's got 2 decent size deep cycle batteries and a charger and a 3000 watt inverter. That 3000 watt inverter runs the lower power strips. So the upper one is either power from the generator, or if you're plugged in, it runs off of that. And the same is on the other side. Same deal. So that's what we got for power. It has a bench with, these are lab tables from MIT, like the laboratory. I'm probably catching some funky disease as we speak. Oh yeah, I just started a, I just started an epidemic. I just exposed all you guys. They are countertops from MIT from the lab, and I cut them up, put pockets in them, about 2x2 receivers, and then each implement has a 2-inch receiver underneath it on a plate. You just pop them out, you can move them wherever you want. And that one, you can take them all off the bench. If I wanted to work on the bench and wanted to clear it off, I can. If I want the vise on the other side, if I want to rotate the vise 90 degrees, I can, or however direction you want. So this is the update on it. It's pretty much, other than being dirty, it's worked really good. Again, we worked out of this when we first got here. Oh, let's go see. There you go. Here's the ductwork in the back. That's just electric start. Down on the end in the box, there's a marine fuel tank with a primer bulb that feeds the fuel to it. This side has a compressor. There you go. Strapped to the floor. That will run off the inverter for a short period of time. But it'll run off shore power or the generator. No problem. So that was our compressed air in here too, that we were using for a while. The doors, the cabinets are, they're old bathroom stalls. Wait for it. There you go. Bathroom stalls. A friend was cleaning me out a building, so I took them and cut them up. And it's good because they have kind of like a sound dampening capacity to them too. Here's the other one. Even left the hook on it. So that's the welding trailer. And yes, it was tight getting it in here. I don't know if I said. The trailer is 9.5 and it's 8.7 to the roof. So there's the skylights. And it's gonna be dark. Side door. It's sitting on one rim. Couldn't put two. One. We got it in here. That may come out of here. Depends. Now it's kind of done its job. I might bring it home for something to work out of, but we'll see. For now, it's plenty fine where it is. The back door also drops down, and there's plenty of room for that back there right now. I just have it closed. And a peek from over here. It has stairs behind Krusty. 2 cars can fit there, easy. Probably could put 3 if you wanted to, but it would be tight getting them in and out. Back of the toolboxes, the bathrooms to the left. And again, some stuff's gonna get added to the walls eventually. Neighbor kicked in some signs. Said, hey, you want these? Two chevrons and a Gulf. Nice and ratty, just the way I like them. All right, guys. I know it's a lot to take in. It's a lot for me to take in. There's only 6 people knew about it, and 3 of them were family. I try my best to keep a decent secret. Well, I also want to thank Brian, VW Nut. He really stepped up and helped me with a ton of moving crap. When we first got here, it was very dusty, let's say. You can still see some of the black on the walls. We got 2 backpack leaf blowers and blew the rafters out of this place. You couldn't see that bike. That's how thick it was. And then we had, in the far corner, there's a door over there. We had the leaf vac. This is like a 7 horsepower walk behind leaf blower. We plugged that over by the door so the airflow was just shooting out of there. And actually we used that too for the floor. We did backpack leaf blowers for the top, and then on the floor we walked back and forth with a rolling leaf blower setup and pushed it all out the doors. But it was, I think we did that 3 times. You couldn't see the bike. At one point we were probably about 5 feet apart from each other. Couldn't even tell. So he really went through a lot of crap with me to help set this place up. So I really am indebted to him for being a friend and really just putting the physical labor in. It was a lot of it, a lot of heavy stuff. And we're getting to the point where we're starting to fall apart. We feel this stuff. It's enough to let you know that you're not a young man. You start hauling a lot of heavy stuff around. Forklift has helped a lot, though. That has definitely made life 10 times easier. There's an upstairs, plenty of room. A lot of stuff goes up there. All the bikes and everything goes up there. And again, moving everything around, all the heavy stuff down around here. That thing is a lifesaver as far as your back. And that's been doing awesome. That it had a little bit more ignition stuff to work out. Other than that, that's all that's been done since the last video, and I've just been using it. I will get back on it, but as you can see, I've had a little bit of stuff going on. So it does still need some maintenance, but it's been awesome. Nothing leaks. Master cylinder is dripping a little bit, but keeping on the fluid, it's been fine. Guys, again, I want to thank all of you for helping me get to this point in my life. And hope we get to just keep doing this and just, having fun working on stuff and figuring out how stuff ticks and the passion that, some women like it too, but it's mostly a guy thing as far as, you hunter-gatherer and make things comes out, and you get to have that enjoyment, hopefully through me making the videos. I really enjoy it, and I'm glad that so many people have feel the same way by how many people watch my videos. I started this whole thing out suffering from social anxiety, and it was one of those things where you push yourself to do something you're not comfortable with to get past it. Well, I did that, and this is where we are today. I make a video, and sometimes 1 million people see it. So I guess it's working. I don't know about in person, but at least in video substance, I'm able to do it. So, all right, guys, I've definitely been babbling on. I want to thank again all you guys for hanging out and working on stuff with me. And I'm still gonna be yanking crap out of the free pile on the side of the road and keep stuff at yard sales and see if we can make it run. As a matter of fact, tomorrow morning is yard sale time, and the weather's supposed to be good. So with that, guys, I'll see you on the next one. I'm not sure what we're gonna have for videos coming out for the next couple. I filmed a couple of things. I'm not sure if I want to put out or not, just because I was in a rush, but we'll see. And till then, I will see you later. And we're not quite done. So the next day, went out and did a little bit of yard selling and found a couple of pieces. One being a, what do you want to start with? The mower. They said they were going to have a service go cut the grass, and they're not cutting their grass anymore. Said it wasn't doing a very good cutting their grass. And they asked 40 bucks for it. I offered 30. They said okay. So I own it. Next is a Mercury, I think it's a 1995 outboard that every time we went to go use it, it would idle and run in a bucket fine, but when you went to go make power, it didn't make any power, it just fall on its face. And he said he tore it all the way down, I think all the way down to the piston, trying to find something that was wrong, and was not able to find it. So that might make for a good video of us trying to figure it out. And he said that $50 on it was just a suggestion, make an offer. I said, how about 20? He said, sure, take it. I really think he wanted to get rid of it. I think it was a thorn in his side. And last is a billy goat. Is it a billy goat? No, giant vac. Leaf vac that, of course, you know, ran the last time they used it. And it looks like it sat outside for quite some time. There is some sort of nest up inside the blower housing. And the rest of it, you know, the bottom of the pole starts rotting out, and you know, one of those. 25 bucks I grabbed that for. It pulls over, and I'm sure it's going to need all the love. So they all should make for good video, and maybe we'll be seeing them very shortly. And gas tank with half full gas can came with the mower. It even came with the box for some reason. I think I would have thrown that away. That's just dumb. That's just a dumb idea. All right, guys. Later.